So I'm the Chief Information Security Officer at Ally Financial, based in Charlotte. And I have the privilege to be on the Cybersecurity Advisory Council here at the college. So I've been able to do that for, I think, the past 4 years. So having the opportunity to work with the college as they're developing the cybersecurity program here on campus has been an absolute privilege and honor. So again, thank you, President Maurer, for the opportunity to do that. Again, welcome to today's events. This is really cool to see how this event has grown. I can literally remember the first year we had it, we were up in a little chapel up the hill, and I felt like I was going to church on Wednesday night, and there was just a few smattering of people here and there. I think there was a total like 70 people. So and today, including the students that are going to be on campus today, it's almost like 475 people today. So really cool to see the growth of this. But without further ado, I wanted to do some introductions here. So I wanted to introduce President Maurer. So Paul Maurer brings a wealth of experience as the 8th president of Montreat College. As a visionary and results-driven Christian leader, he believes deeply in the value of Christ-centered higher education. Drawing from more than 25 years of leadership in nonprofit and higher education administration, Dr. Maurer has led efforts in governance, organizational development, marketing and communications, adult and graduate studies, and government relations. Prior to Montreat College, Dr. Maurer served as Senior Vice President for External Relations at Gordon College, and prior to Gordon, he served as the President of Sterling College, both sister institutions to Montreat College within the Council for Christian Colleges and Universities. He has spent nearly 2 decades in higher education leadership. He is a published author and frequent speaker. Dr. Maurer earned his PhD in political science from Claremont Graduate University, where he was an H.B. Earhart Fellow and John M. Olin Fellow. He earned his BA from the University of Cincinnati and his Master's in Divinity from Gordon Conwell Theological Seminary. Dr. Maurer is a scholar of the American presidency with specific expertise in the moral and religious rhetoric of U.S. presidents. He enjoys biking, golf, and almost anything outdoors. And I love your special talent. He's got a special talent in cutting his own hair, and you'll see that in just a moment. Dr. Maurer and his wife, Joellen, have been married since 1989, have 4 children, John, Liz, Daniel, and Sarah. So without further ado, introduce President Maurer. Thanks so much. Welcome.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. Great to have you here. Before I give my opening remarks, we're going to see a brief video, so roll it.
There's significant implications of cyber attacks on companies and on individuals.
I think the impact of cyber attacks on industry is that the adversary is getting a lot more sophisticated.
I'd say on the corporate level, it's really driving an impact to customers, and companies are becoming more focused on how do they protect their customers' information as much as how they protect their own assets. On a personal level, what we're seeing is some of those attacks shift to now being focused on citizens.
There's a significant shortage of people with the skill sets needed to defend cyberspace.
From what I am seeing, I don't see it going away anytime soon, and there's a lot of opportunity for good people in this field.
Well, it's my pleasure to welcome you here to our 4th annual retreat conference. We're so glad you're here. The problem with starting a conference at 8:15 in the morning is it's 8:15 in the morning. So you're the troopers, and applaud you for getting here on time. We will have 460, including about 150 prospective students and parents, coming through the conference today. And we hope today is of particular value to you as you address the economic and security threat of our age. In a minute, I'm going to give you an overview of the Montreat College program itself, but before I do that, I want to thank the sponsors of Retr3at. Our diamond sponsor this year is Bank of America. Please join me in welcoming or thanking Bank of America for their diamond sponsorship. And then we have several sponsors at the gold level. those are Risk Networks, Mayhec, EdgePoint Consulting, Dixon Hughes Goodman, Samaritan's Purse, Southern Champion Trey, the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association, and Ally Bank. Again, please join me in thanking our sponsors. We couldn't pull off Retreat without the generous support of all of our sponsors, and so thank you to all of you who have sponsored Retreat this year. We're excited about the continued growth of Retreat, but we're also excited about the continued growth of the Montreat College cybersecurity program itself. And what I want to do in the next just very few minutes is give you a quick overview of the program. We're in our 6th year of teaching cybersecurity here at Montreat. We started back in 2013-14 with a minor in cybersecurity. We quickly moved that within 1 year, 14-15, to a full Bachelor's of Science in cybersecurity. And so as we've done that, we have recognized the need to put the primary emphasis on the academic strength. And so we are designated as a Center of Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense Education, as designated by the National Security Agency and Department of Homeland Security. The college received that designation in 2017. But our value proposition in cyber is a little different than most in higher ed that do cyber education, and that is that there's a human element at the very, very core. Trust matters, integrity matters, moral compass matters for those on the cyber front lines. Those on the cyber front lines, you have the keys to the kingdom. You have people's most sensitive data of all of life, healthcare, finance, etc. And so our value proposition, after some time in the marketplace in testing out whether there was a place for a faith-based liberal arts college in this space, goes like this. The problem of cybersecurity is not only a technical problem. It is also a human problem. And therefore, the solution to cybersecurity is not only a technical solution. It is also a human solution. If you don't have the people of the right character and ethics, the right moral framework, as your cyber leaders, as your cyber operators, your technology doesn't matter very much. We have 5 now academic programs in cybersecurity, 2 certificate programs, 1 in secure systems, 1 in network defense. We've added an Associates of Science in Cybersecurity. We started with a Bachelor's of Science in Cybersecurity. We've also just introduced a brand new rebuilt Master's of Business Administration with a cyber management concentration. These are stackable programs, so if you look at the bottom stair there, you can get started if you want with a certificate in secure systems, and if you or someone you know dips your toe in the water, you succeed, you like it, you can go for the second certificate in network defense. Those are both stackable toward an associate's in cybersecurity, should you choose to do that. Those 2 certificate programs and the associate is also stackable toward the bachelor's program, and of course the bachelor program in cybersecurity is a great foundation for an MBA with a cyber management concentration. You don't need a BS in cybersecurity for that MBA, and you don't need the associates for the bachelor's, but they all help in a stackable way should someone choose to do that. Our cyber certificates, 1 is in secure systems. This is a hands-on training for real world in computer hardware, secure programming, and cyber defense. It prepares for industry certifications such as CompTIA's A+ and Network+. The certificate in network defense is for IT professionals already in the field who want to advance their knowledge in cybersecurity. Both of these are 15 credit hours. They take less than a year to complete. The Associate in Science is an introduction to the liberal arts. Because it's only a 2-year program, there's not a lot of in-depth on the liberal arts part of the house, but it equips students with foundational cybersecurity skills to integrate into their existing or aspirational careers. That's a 60 credit hour course. It takes about 2 years. You can accelerate that. The Bachelor's of Science, your typical 4-year program, 120 credit hours, combines theory with practicality. We have 3 full-time faculty members. They all come out of industry. They understand theory, they understand practice, they've been on the front lines, and they combine that so students work on projects, coursework, internships, actually solving problems, actually providing services to real-world organizations. Our students are required to complete 2 internships as a condition of completion of that program. And then the MBA in cyber management, we recognize that there's a whole class of leadership in cyber that is emerging and will continue to emerge. And so we've done this concentration with an idea that we can help prepare that as well. That's a little over 2 years. It's a 30 credit hour MBA. The 9 hours in cyber management is the add-on to that 39 credit hours total. We'll continue to refine and develop those programs, but you can see that in our 6th year, we now have a menu, a smorgasbord of options. If you want to know more information, just visit montreat.edu/cybersecurity or talk to someone out in the lobby at our booth. But we're not only doing education because we recognize that in the marketplace there's a need for both education and for training. And so we have had a vision over the last couple of years of launching a training center, a regional cybersecurity training center that would serve not only the state of North Carolina, but the region within a 250-mile radius of Asheville, North Carolina. You may not realize, but within 250 miles of where you're sitting are 32 million people. This is a very densely populated region of the country. It includes Atlanta and Greenville, Spartanburg and Charlotte, the Triad, the Triangle, Chattanooga, Knoxville, and several other cities. And so over the last couple of years, we've been seeking funding to begin to put together this regional training center. In June, the state legislature of the state of North Carolina granted Montreat a $2 million startup seed money grant to build the infrastructure of that training center. It's not for bricks and mortar, it's to create the functionality, it's to hire the staff, the executive director, and to build the training modules themselves, begin to market those and begin to function in that space. It has broad bipartisan support at both the federal and the state level. We're launching this training center in 2019. Our goal is to dramatically increase the cyber hygiene for the state. We want North Carolina to be the hardest cyber state in the country, both at the industry level and at the governmental level. It's to increase the skills of cyber professionals. It's to provide a true public-private partnership where academia, industry, and government are working together cooperatively under one roof. And it's also to develop new technology and tactics and procedures in cybersecurity in the ever-changing field. We think that there is a desperate need for training in the marketplace, and that some will go for training that otherwise would not re-enroll in school in a credit-bearing program. So on the one side of the house, we have the credit-bearing 5 programs I've just described, and on the other, we're going to begin developing over these next few months the non-credit-bearing training side of the house. So we're launching this in 2019. We'll be pursuing additional funding for the bricks and mortar for a physical building. That's down the line. And if you have questions about that, see any of us afterwards. So the Carolina Cyber Center is coming soon. I now want to introduce our first plenary panel, and the moderator of that panel is Joni Myers. Joni is a transformational leader who has a long history in cybersecurity and cybersecurity leadership. She's decades since, been committed to ensuring and developing the United States' competitiveness and global presence. She was the Director of Strategic Relationships and Innovation, or is the Director of Strategic Relationships and Innovation at Fulcrum, with deep expertise in cybersecurity, contingency planning, enterprise risk management, high threat scenarios, resiliency, logistics, and asset protection. She's also the founder of the Eisenhower Fellowships NC Alumni Network and is a member of the International Counterterrorism Association, NACD, ACIS, and the OSS Society. Joni is also the winner of the 2007 Women of Achievement Award, the 2003 Business Leader Magazine Woman Extraordinaire, and was named one of the top 25 women in business by the Triangle Business Journal in 2001. As an early adopter and creative problem solver of large cyber solutions, security, and threat development systems, she possesses extensive knowledge of U.S. global relations. She's an inspiring and energizing team builder, successfully bridging global cultural constituencies and digital domains in collaborative environments. Please join me in welcoming Joni Myers.